Hello guys and welcome to this video on my channel. Today I will show you how my BetterChat system works. You can write something in the chat, for example, hey, and there's your standard message. This is the standard message. This is the message that you will send when you have nothing pretty much configured. And this is the config that will be created as soon as you create or pretty much load the plugin. So, what is it the plugin can do? You can pretty much change the name in front of your chat message, and you can also configure what color the chat message should be in, and also what prefix or suffix you should have, or even change the name of everybody to one simple thing. So, how does it work? You need some kind of permission system, either the standard bucket one or some kind of plugin. I'm using permissions X, and therefore this is the default group everybody's in. That's all I need pretty much. So how do you create a new pretty much permission? This is a JSON array. In this JSON array, those two brackets, those two square brackets, you can add different JSON objects. Therefore, you need some squiggly brackets, one that opens the JSON object and one that closes it. Yeah, so how can you configure the whole thing? There's one thing and one thing you need only to for this to properly work. You need those parentheses, and between them you write group. That's the thing that will like define the group, as it says. And now you can write what the group should be, how it should be called. Now I want this group to be called owner. That's pretty much all. I could save it like that, and now there will be a permission called BetterChat.owner. That's the line that configures the permission part. Now, if I would now write in the chat as an owner, there wouldn't be any difference because I didn't configure anything that would change the chat. So now what we want to do is change the name. The name is pretty much everything that is in between those two brackets. So my name would be this. That will be my name, including those triangular brackets. So what I want to do is get rid of those brackets and instead just write name. If I write this %name%, that will be replaced by the actual name of the player. If I only write name, everybody, like really everybody, will have name as their name. But I want the name to be the actual name of the player, so I write %name%. I could also use color codes. That's what I'm about to do now. I want to have the owner. I want that the name of the owner is a dark red, so I write &4. The and symbol will be replaced by the paragraph symbol, which actually changes it to be a color. Okay, so that's everything I want for now. I can show you that it worked. I just need to reload the server, so the BetterChat owner permission will be intact. Okay, I reloaded the server, and if I write hey now, there will only be a red myrtle man and then hey. That's still not what we want, is it? So what we can change now as well is, for example, the prefix. But I would rather put it in front of the name to have it like in a for me, like sense-making order. Prefix. And after that I will add a suffix. These are almost all things you can configure. You can also add a color, which will determine the color of your chat, of the chat. Okay, so that's all. Oopsie daisy. Come here. Okay, good. So the prefix will be, for my owner thing, will be in red as well, and L for bold, I think. I think L is bold, I'm not sure though. Owner, and then a spacebar. We have to keep in mind that the prefix will be directly in front of the name. We have to add a spacebar either to the to the prefix or either to the name for it to properly work. Okay, so if we add a suffix, we have to keep in mind that there will be, or that we will need, a spacebar in front of the name and the suffix. Then we want it to be in white, for example. Right an arrow, and then do a spacebar again, because we want the arrow to have a space between the actual like closing triangular bracket and the message you're writing. And then the color will be, let's say, the color will be in yellow. That's pretty much all that you can configure per group. I saved it. And now, because we are still in the owner group, this is something you don't have to reload the server for. You can change it and it will instantly work. If I write hey now, there's our new message. Owner in caps and in bold, my name, and a space, then the arrow, a space, and then hey in yellow. That's pretty much everything you can configure in this plugin. I will now copy it and paste a new one underneath and call it admin. Make sure, that's really important, make sure to order them by importance. So the top one is the one that will be checked for first. So if you have multiple groups, for example BetterChat.owner, and you also have BetterChat.admin, it doesn't matter which one of these is on top of the other one in the permissions file, but it matters in where it is here. If the owner will be on top of it, this will be the first object that will be checked. And if you have the permission BetterChat.owner, you will have these prefixes and all the other ones will be skipped. If you put the admin one first and you still have admin, and you still have the admin and the owner permission, the thing is that you will look like you have the admin permission, because the owner permission is underneath the admin permission, and this one will be checked first, and you have it, so it matters in what order you pretty much create those groups, I would say. So I want this to say admin in, not in bold, but in red as well, and the name will be in a light red. The suffix will still be the white arrow. I want this to be I want everybody to have this suffix, and the color will be, I don't know, let's say some kind of blue. Now we can still add multiple other ones, for example member, no prefix. We can just delete the prefix, we don't want one. Then have the name, which will be in, let's say, green. The suffix will be the same as usual, and the chat color will be white. For the chat color to be white, we can just leave it out. We don't have to write it. That's the good thing, for example. And then we saved this one. We can change our permission here. If we now have the permission member and admin. Okay, I will show you what I meant with the permissions. I will now put this one, the member one, in front of the admin one, and I will now change this to be member and reload the server. Now if I write hey, I'm the owner because I'm still operator, the op Myrtle man. If I write hey now, there's the member color with the arrow and the white text. Okay, I can still switch them up, like do the admin before in the permissions file. This won't change a thing. Reload. Say, oh, I don't have the permission, that's right. Reload. I will now write hey, and I'm still not having any permission. If I now change this to be below the admin one, not reloading anything because it doesn't matter, writing hey, the admin one will be the right one, because as I said, it will pick the first one. If you have multiple of those permissions, it will pick the first one that will be in the JSON array. And as you can see, you don't have to add all those things. You just have to add a group for it to properly work. If you don't have a group member, for example, or if you don't have the group admin, I can delete this and write hey, and I'm the member, because this is not actually a group, because you don't have the group option here. That's really important. Okay, so that was it pretty much. I can now again opt myself, and I will instantly be the owner again. Right, and because I have every permission. So another thing, as I said, you can change this like spontaneously. You don't have to wait for the server to reload or restart or anything. I could add some, I don't know, some parentheses here, right hey, and it will already be there. There's nothing you would have to reload or anything. That's how you can also test if something looks good or not. For example, I remove the arrow and save it and instantly have another suffix. So this is pretty much how you can also instantly try out things and see what looks good. That's pretty much all that is happening. You can add a default thing. If you have guests on your server, you might have the default permission option, and there you can add like something like guest, and you have a guest group here. And if you have a guest group, everyone will write like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you like my plugin. This is also combinable with the player chat tag plugin, and I hope you like it. Yeah, if you have any ideas what I could change or suggestions, just write them down. I will read them and I will maybe add them or change something up. Thanks for watching. See ya.